So this is a security scanner, and I've pointed it at a machine that is running software that the American government says is being attacked right now, today. And look what it says, one problem, and that one problem is not the thing that's being attacked. And here is the same version on the government's own list. Add it on the 4th of August, patch it by the 7th. That's 3 days. So one tool says you're fine and the other one says you have got 3 days. Same software, same version number, and most people are only ever going to run the first tool. So in this video, 3 things: what this bug actually is, in plain English, why your scanner can't see it, and the check that does catch it, which you can go ahead and run on your own machine in about 10 seconds. First, what is the software? It's called Langflow. It's a tool where you build AI agents by dragging boxes around on a screen and joining them with lines. You don't write much code, that's the whole appeal. It's open source and it's owned by IBM now, and that detail is going to matter later, so keep it in your head, IBM. Now, some words, a CVE is just an ID number for one specific security bug, like a case number. This one is CVE 2026-9198. That's all a CVE is, a label, so everyone is talking about the same bug. Next word, CISA, that's the American government's cybersecurity agency. And they keep a list called the Known Exploited Vulnerabilities catalog. Everyone calls it the KEV list. And the KEV list is not a list of bugs that might be a problem. It's the list of bugs where somebody has already been caught using them on real machines. That's the bar, not this looks bad, somebody is doing it. One more, remote code execution. People say RCE, somebody who is not sitting at your computer, can make your computer run their program. Not read a file, not crash it, run their program. About as bad as it gets. And this one is unauthenticated, which means no password. They don't need to log in first. They don't need to steal an account. They just need to be able to reach your machine over the network. So here's the bug, and I'm going to describe it rather than show it. There are 2 doors. The first hands a key to anybody who knocks. The second runs whatever program you give it. Somebody worked out you can go through the first one, then the second. And I'm not going to show you those 2 requests. You don't need to see them to fix this. And there is a working exploit out there in public already. So we're going to spend the time on the fixing instead. The score on it is 9.8 out of 10. 10 is the worst score there is. And the affected versions are 1.0 all the way up to 1.10.0. And here's the part I keep thinking about. According to one tracker, people were already being attacked on the 6th of July. The bug got its ID number on the 17th. So for 11 days, you were being attacked by something that did not officially exist yet. So let's go ahead and test this properly. I'm not putting the attacked version on my own laptop. So what I've done is I've rented a machine, that's the pod ID there, and at the end of this, I delete it. And the first thing that happened is the machine had an old Python on it, too old for this to even install. So that's one extra step you need to do. Grab a newer Python first. Now let's install the affected version, 1.10.0, and this pulls in 391 other packages. 391, remember that number? And now the normal thing, this is pip-audit. It's the standard free tool. It's what a lot of teams run in their build, and it checks every one of those packages against a big public database of known problems. And it works. It found something, chromadb, that's the database piece. It's got a real issue and it's telling me about it. Good. The tool is not broken. I want to be really clear about that. But Langflow, the actual application, the thing the whole machine exists to run, the thing on the government's attacked right now list, not one word. So I wrote a small check that asks CISA instead. Same machine, same install, nothing else changed, and now. Known Exploited Langflow 1.10.0, due date August 7th, upgrade to 1.10.1, same computer, 2 tools, opposite answers. So why does the first tool miss it? And this bit is genuinely interesting. It's not anybody being lazy. The database your scanner reads does have a record for this bug. It's in there, but the record has no package name on it. That field is literally empty. Instead of a package name, it has 2 code commits, which is fine for a human reading it. But your scanner is trying to match a package and a version number, and there isn't one to match, so it finds nothing, and nothing means clean. And the reason is that IBM issued this one, so it went down the government paperwork route instead of the open source package route. 2 different filing systems that don't quite join up. That's it. That's the whole gap. And I want to be careful here. This is not no scanner can see it. One that reads the CISA list will catch it fine. It's the package-based ones that go quiet, which is most of the ones people actually run. Now, I went and pulled the whole government list and searched it. And Langflow is not on there once. It's on there 6 times. And this is the part that got me. There's one particular door in this software. It's the one that runs code. Back in May last year, there was a bug where that door had no lock on it at all that got fixed. And this new one, 15 months later, is a different way of getting to the same door. Same door. They locked it and somebody found another corridor. And that first one from last year, CISA marks as used in ransomware. Their own flag on their own list. This new one, they have not marked. So I'm not telling you ransomware gangs are on this one. I'm telling you they were on the last one. And it's not only this one tool. If you pull the whole list, the AI stack showed up once in all of 2025. This year, it's 9 times, N8 and Lite LLM twice. Ray and that one got added the day before I recorded this. And at the same time, a security company called Checkpoint stood up at a conference and said they'd spent a year going through the agent frameworks. 12 of these bugs across 4 of them, LangChain, Google's ADK, Microsoft's agent framework, and Crew AI. And the bugs were not exotic. Deserialization path traversal, server-side request forgery. These are old, boring, well-understood bugs. Their words were that these are bugs the security community already knows how to fix. So let me show you what one of those actually means, because deserialization sounds like a word people use to sound clever. Here's an object. I save it to a file. It's 106 bytes, and it looks like data. But it isn't data, it's a little program. I load the file back and look it ran. I never called that. Loading it called it. So if an agent saves its memory and something nasty got in there, the framework fires it itself on the next restart. Okay, so what do you actually do? If you run Langflow, go to 1.10.1 or newer, that's it. That's the fix. And it was sitting there in June before any of this was announced. So if you update regularly, you are already fine. And then check it. Same check, same machine, and now everything is okay. Okay. That's what you want to see. Second thing, don't put it on the internet. And to be fair, Langflow doesn't do that by itself. I checked. It binds to localhost, which is your machine only, but run it in Docker and publish the port and it's open. So go and check what yours is bound to. And the general version for any of these tools, update the framework itself, not only the AI libraries under it. Don't expose the builder UI. Give the agent its own boring keys, not your good ones, and watch the CISA list, not only your scanner. That last one is the point. And the honest take, IBM did fine here. They shipped the fix before anybody knew. Nobody is being lazy. This layer just got built really fast and the plumbing that's meant to warn you hasn't caught up. Your scanner reads one filing cabinet. The attack is filed in the other one. So go and check your versions. The script is in the description. It only reads public data. Next up, I want to take one of these agent frameworks and go through what it actually saves to disk. Because after making this, I want to know. I will see you in the next one. Thank you.